Hello everyone, I'm Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. Today, I have my good boy the Hibiki TMD with me as we play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the Hyperstone Heist. Not the original on the Genesis, but technically the original because it's a port onto the PlayStation 5 of the original game that's a ROM.
It's the Genesis game.
It's the Genesis game, just with better controllers.
Which honestly is just a poor man's Turtles in Time.
I think so, yes. I never played this one because I own Turtles in Time, so every time I saw this in stores, I was like, I'm not going to rent this.
In its defense, and hey guys, good to be here. Thank you for having me again. Double header today.
Yeah.
The box art was amazing on this.
See, I never even looked at it.
That's the box art.
Oh, yeah, then that is dope. It looks pretty
so,
good.
okay.
I'm a Leonardo person.
Okay, good, because every time I play a fucking Turtles game with Tandem, we gotta do paper, rock, scissors on who gets Donnie. Don't got to do that today.
Yeah, no, I am Leonardo ever. I am Leonardo. He's sensitive.
Now, for the Genesis, I feel like they nailed the cutscenes.
These graphics are actually really, really good.
Yeah, we're not upscaling anything. This is the original. Scan lines aside, this is like the original.
Yeah, this honestly looks really, really fucking good. I like the better faces. There's the little damn, he's ripped!
He looks rough.
That's
dude.
like Kevin Nash.
That's fucking
times 2.
Gold's Gym Paul Roma shredder.
He has a 20-pack.
He has a membership.
Yes,
for God's sake.
It looks like Leonardo's kicking back, like having a beer.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Splinter's just going, ah. It's good to be here. Playing this, not a Terry.
Yeah. So I have to ask, because, controls are always a big thing, especially in beat-em-up games. When you play a beat-em-up like this, modern day, do you use the analog stick or do you use the D-pad?
D-pad, baby.
Always. If the game is like side-scrolling 2D, I do not, under any circumstance, use the analog sticks. I feel it reduces your control,
It's like driving a car with your feet.
Yeah, I can feel that. So...
Here's a question from me to you, for my listeners to you. When you're in a beat-em-up game and you have that special move button that takes away life, are you a spammer or you save that shit for the boss, basically?
Oh, I save it for the boss. I don't use them if I can avoid it. I absolutely don't. I hate to. So let's talk controls real quick, because it is a beat 'em up, so they're pretty simple controls. Square has you like beating stuff up. Triangle runs if you're already moving. X is jump. Circle does. I think this attack hurts you to do it if it hits. Yeah, it does. Ow! I don't like that attack. It took like 2 pieces of life from me.
Friendly fire is not on. I don't even think that's an option.
I hate friendly fire in games.
Yeah, Battletoads fucking good.
And then L1 rewinds, which that's an interesting feature. L2 doesn't do anything. R2 doesn't do anything that I can find out. I just got shot in the back.
I like how second player has no control of the rewind. They're like, fuck you.
Yeah, so it's only the first player who has any control of the rewind.
So say I'm like across your living room and some shit's about to go down. Because in beat 'em ups, you're focusing on your shit, right? You're not always focusing on where your buddy's life's at until there's pizza and you're like, all right, you need it more than me, you get it. But if I'm all the way over there and shit's going down, I got to yell across the room like, fucking get your thing!
I also think you might need to be a little bit closer. It looks like it's a little quiet over there. Speaking of pizza,
how do?
I'm gonna pick up that pizza that was there because.
Am I picking up better?
Yeah.
All right. I'm Travis from the Reset Button Podcast.
So, like all the other games, you kind of.
I'm annoying Gabe in his own home. Sorry.
You kind of walk up to things and. I think you're supposed to just grab them, but I don't know. Do I have to like push a button? Because grabbing doesn't seem.
I thought you just go up to them, touch them.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I've been trying it and it's not grabbing them. So I've grabbed them a few times, so I have no idea.
I didn't want to use that special.
Overall, though, I think controls pretty tight. I'd say just as good as, maybe not as good as Turtles in Time because I've tried grabbing, I can't reliably grab. I can do it all the time, and I just forgot the Turtles in Time, yeah. But other than that, honestly, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this was, if you only owned a Sega back in the day, this was your only option, this is a fine game. There's nothing wrong with this game. It's just compared to fucking legit masterpieces that were Turtles in Time. I mean, obviously it's, we'll say a step down. I'll say that because there's a lot of just boring backgrounds and copy and paste generic shit where the other games at the time were taking the chances outside the box first, so what was really left for this game to do that the others weren't doing? But it's a fun game. Any Genesis owner should have this thing in their collection.
Speaking of the graphics, though, I mean, let's take a look at it. That car looks really, really good, and I like how the paint has different, like, shades on it. You know, it's very detailed. You can almost tell, if you're a car guy, I bet you can tell me what car that's based on.
Cadillac?
I have no idea. I'm not a car guy.
A Buick or a Cadillac?
I can see that. They look like, you know, the old, like, boat things that your grandparents would drive, you know?
Even though, like, those things hurt you in these games as kids, I always love, like, just to read what they would say.
I got the last beat, so you can have this one.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh,
God, it's a Buick! It is a Buick!
Granny just ran us over with her boat!
It's a Stelgetti!
How dare you,
Stop
Granny.
or my mom will fucking shoot. Came out around the same time.
Oh.
You take the...
I'm not touching that until... I think if we do it after this, we might be able to take it into the boss.
Okay.
If I remember right...
Rocksteady?
I think so. This game is basically Turtles in Time, but shortened with a couple of other things. I'm gonna grab it now.
General Grievous!
General I didn't like General Grievous at all.
What? Dude, no, but you're not watching him right. You gotta watch him in the cartoon series, man.
So, that's the thing. In the cartoon, he's a lot cooler than the movies. Ugh.
Well, by then, he's all, like, battle-worn and on his, like, pins and needles.
That's fair.
He has asthma.
He has asthma. You'd think they'd be able to solve that in the Star Wars universe, but, you know.
You love episode 2, right?
I don't love it. I just don't think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
that
I think
terrible.
you said the word love in DMs.
Or
like.
I love the lightsaber battles in it. I think they're fantastic.
Okay,
I do like it. I hate everything with Anakin and Padme, though. They're all terrible. Everything with them.
This is something that, cheap plug on the Reset Button podcast. We did all the prequels this month. Episode 3 drops today, late tonight. On our episode 2 one, I'm kicking myself in the dick because I did not bring this up about Zam Wessel, the assassin sent to kill Padme at the beginning. Can I pause real quick for this?
Yeah? Star Wars break here.
Zam Wessel in the beginning.
Look at Leo. He's just like, oh!
He's like, oh no, episode 2. Zam Wessel's a fucking changeling. That's your set. Worms? Little creepy crawlies? Why not just be a handmaiden? Or you're a changeling. All right, back to
Because she was supposed to survive that encounter and almost got away with it.
But no job was done. Nothing got accomplished except Zam Wessel getting killed by the assassin who should have fucking killed Pat.
Yeah,
all right.
to be fair, she still had a bigger part than Captain Phasma did in episodes 7 and 8. So I mean,
yeah,
they built Captain
and
Phasma
you know what?
up so much to just be nothing.
And you know what? If those movies were good, I would be like, fuck yeah, I need to watch all these side stories on Captain Phasma. Don't care. Don't care. Fuck.
Yeah, so 7 and 8 aren't bad, but 9 is dumpster fire.
8.
The first half of 9 isn't bad at all.
8.
The last half is awful.
8 was awful. I would rather watch episode 2 than episode 8.
Episode 8 set up a lot that never had anything follow up in episode 9.
Exactly.
It would have been great if they did, but they didn't.
I don't want Bitter Luke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate
Mark
Bitter Luke.
Hamill didn't want Bitter Luke.
I don't hate Bitter Luke. It went with the story, and I'm sure they could have redeemed it, but they just abandoned everything in the last movie, so it was bad. Leatherhead, yeah. Look at this happy crocodile of happiness.
Hey, welcome to Slidell, Louisiana.
He just punched me in the face. So, going back to the graphics of this, I like the water effects in this. I like the colors. The colors really, really pop for all the things. Honestly, this looks arcade level good, and I think in some ways it might even look better than Turtles in Time. Not everywhere, of course, but
sprite work.
Sprite work is absolutely top notch.
They look a little bigger too, I feel like.
Yeah, and some of the backgrounds look a little bit more detailed, I think, than in Turtles in Time. But again, overall, I think as an overall game, Turtles in Time looks better. But this has some definite, like, top-notch sprite work and coloring, and it has its benefits.
Oh shit! What?
Looks like I killed him before you could join that game, but next level, you'll be able to get it.
All right.
Oh, there we go. That's where we start dropping the sound chip in the Sega Genesis.
I'm just waiting on that twang, man, the twang.
So the Sega Genesis is known for fart noises, and this game has them. That cowabunga was the most fart noisy cowabunga ever.
Was this level on Turtles in Time, or am I thinking Manhattan Project?
Huh?
Was this level in Turtles in Time, or I'm thinking Manhattan Project?
I think this was in Turtles in Time. It's been a long time since I played Turtles in Time. I know I played it on the channel a long time ago, but that was
The Riddler's invading.
that was a long time ago.
Oh, but not a box.
No, this isn't in Turtles in Time.
This is in Manhattan Project.
This is in Manhattan Project. Turtles in Time had this, but in the sewers.
Yeah. So this is like the ultimate edition of Manhattan Project.
With a little bit of Turtles in Time, like, sprinkled in. Yeah. But gameplay-wise, I mean, this is solid. It's super, super responsive. It looks really good. I really like the water here. It's very 90s water, but it looks good.
Let's talk about the music.
Yeah, the music is...
Yeah.
Yeah, like... So that's the thing. The sound effects of this game
Don't drink the Jim
are
Jones
pretty
Kool-Aid.
awful. The music of this game, like any Konami game, let's be fair. I've never heard a Konami game with a bad music soundtrack.
Even on Sega. Castlevania Bloodlines, fucking Rocket Knight, still good.
Konami was what Atlas is today in terms of their soundtracks. Like, absolutely the best soundtracks you will ever hear.
Yeah. That's very fair.
I wish they still were, because Konami kind of dropped all that. They started focusing on way different priorities for their games, and they lost a lot of that joy. But, you know, even Capcom did that, because Capcom was kind of the same way. If you played a Capcom game, you were guaranteed to have, one, really good gameplay, and two, really good music and sounds. And nowadays, it's Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, anything else can kick rocks.
Was that Alfredo's pizza or Pizza by Alfredo's?
Both.
Because the shitty one takes your life. It's like the mushroom.
There's one that takes your life?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm thinking of the Office episode where they get the shitty pizza.
Oh, I've never seen The Office. I know I'm terrible. I'm
God
terrible. I've never seen the Golden Girls other than the clips either.
God damn! Why am I'm leaving? How are we friends again?
Yeah, right? Because I don't watch anything.
Oh, because you're a good person then. And you're loyal.
Oh, thank you. But, yeah, overall, I mean, this is a good game. It's lacking in a few areas from the arcade, of course, and it's lacking in a few areas where Turtles in Time really shine, but...
Yeah.
Honestly,
Turtles in Time had a very unfair gimmick. What kid isn't going to want to play a game where you can be a Ninja Turtle time traveling?
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this one's just like beating up dudes.
I think you can also play the TMNT as 4-player, or TMNT Turtles in Time as 4-player if you have the SNES multi-tap. So there's that too.
We forgot to mention the tons of like homebrew hacks for these games where Sketch Turner you can be from Comic Zone.
Oh, that'd be wild.
Yeah, there's tons of hacks that make these games even better.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure Turtles in Time has a lot of that too. But
Street Rage has excellent ones. Someone did one with like the Yakuza guys, Sketch Turner, pro wrestlers from like the WrestleMania the arcade game sprites.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, you're not gonna have a bad time playing this. It's just you and a friend. Even alone, I think this would be a pretty good time. And really,
we're middle-aged dudes on a Saturday afternoon. There's not a beer in sight, but you know what? We're having a good time.
It's good, and this has a lot of characters from TMNT as well. A lot of, I'm sure Hibiki knows like all these characters' names. I don't.
Soldiers from Dimension X.
Yeah.
Whose legs get put on Usagi Yojimbo if you ordered off Etsy. Insider.
Like, oh, they still do the thing where like you buy an action figure, it comes with pieces for another one.
I showed you that when I got my Usagi Yojimbo.
I have a lot going on. I remember Usagi Yojimbo. I don't remember the little add-on.
Yeah, they put Rock Soldier legs on it.
That's wild.
Which is even more badass. How do you make Usagi Yojimbo even more badass?
But yeah, honestly, Hyperstone Heist, solid 8 out of 10.
That's completely fair. I go 8.5. Like if I'm looking at it through the eyes of I only have a Sega.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? You could do way fucking worse for Sega Genesis beat 'em up games or Turtles games, in my opinion.
I can't even name a lot of Sega Genesis beat 'em ups besides like this and Golden Axe because I tried not to play the Sega Genesis as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Streets of Rage. But so when I had a Sega Genesis as a kid, like our choice was always rent Sega Genesis games or Super Nintendo games, and then buy either Sega Genesis games or Super Nintendo games. And there was always a Super Nintendo game that I wanted to buy more than a Sega Genesis game.
I feel it.
So we had Madden, we had Shaq Fu for some reason.
Well, I did too. Because something about that game as a kid. Like, Shaq was awesome. I love fighting dudes. How could this not? God, we were kids.
Honestly, Shaq Fu is not as bad as I remember it. But
maybe next time.
Maybe.
We need to shack it up. I don't think
Okay.
we're sleeping together, so.
Just not the not the remake. I've heard that one's terrible.
Dude, that's
or the sequel. Yeah.
I'll tell you a great fighting game we should play sometime. Tattoo Assassins.
I don't know if I've ever heard of Tattoo Assassins.
James Wolfe did a video on it. It was unreleased. It was there's over 7,000 fatalities in the game, and you can just do fatalities just by hitting one button. There's like an ice skate. I will link you everything Tattoo Assassins after I go. It's
Well,
I have it on my PC, but I have some sound issues with it. But I'm feeling like your rig would run way better.
I have the ability to run a lot, yeah. But yeah, so that's it for Hyperstone Heist. Comment down below, let us know, do you prefer Hyperstone Heist or do you prefer Turtles in Time? I think I know the answer from everyone, but
I think it depends what you grew up with. You know?
That's fair. I think it's that way with a lot of the multi-plat games back in the day, is which one did you play it on first?
Yeah. See, for me, my answer is Turtles 2, the arcade game for NES. That's the one I played more than any of them.
I love that one.
Shit came out of my asshole the day I got that for Christmas. That's how bad I wanted that game.
It's good. Like, it's way better than the original. And then, like this video if you enjoyed what you saw, of course. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted. And hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode of Unscripted comes out. And
oh shit, we got to do this first though, right?
oh, we'll go through this without an issue. Go ahead and plug your stuff, Beaky, while we go through some turtle soup.
While we go through some turtle soup.
Yeah, because that's not going to be illegal in the U.S. or anything.
If you're into retro gaming, check out my retro gaming channel, Fighting Rocksteady. Give me a break. Reset Button podcast on YouTube. My co-host Tannen just did Star Wars Month, reviewed all the prequels. If you're into horror movies, check out my channel with my co-host @Lawmance on X, Horrors of Hibiki, and last but not least, my brother Michael, if you're into that zany world of pro wrestling, Slam Pigs podcast on YouTube. We just went to WrestleMania, did a vlog, did a video with over 1,000 views for Joe Hendry. I believe in him. You should too. Thank you for having me, Krooked.
Yeah, of course. And with all that being said, will we take out this rhino who's absolutely destroying us? I will see you on the next Unscripted. Bye!
Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene?